Now let's look at what this code does. First, we have this line. We are creating an object of this. The classes that we created, SBS classes, data context. We are creating an object and we are calling it DB. So it's more or less like the database that we created. And here we are checking if the product the person has entered already exists in that database. So this is a variable that will be doing that for us. So var check product is equal to, from pp2 is a variable in db, that is the object we created, dot inventory table. So db dot inventory table here, where p dot product, this product is equal to tst product name dot test, and that is what the user entered in the product name test box. If that is the case, so here we're saying that if check product this dot count is unequal to 0, it means that that product is already in the database. Then there should be a message displayed to the user: the product already exists, review to continue, and we end it. Now the next thing we do is to add the record actually to the database. It means that the product is not already in the database, so we can go ahead and add it to the database, because if it is there, then this return statement here will not allow the program to continue. But if it continues, then it means that the product is not already in the database. So let's see how to do that. First, we create a new inventory table object, just as we've been doing. So we have inventory TB, then the name of the object, new inventory is equal to, or is assigned, new, that's the keyword, inventory TB. Then the object that we have created, we call it new inventory dot item, which is the product. We assign tst product name dot test to it. New inventory dot price. We assign, first we have to convert all first boxes. By default the data type is string, so it has to be converted to a number. We have decimal dot pass tst price, tst price dot test. And then we have new inventory dot quantity. We assign, we have to convert that to, we have to also convert that to a number. So you can also use this method, convert dot to int, let's use int 32, num quantity dot value. Here we are assigning the values the user provided to the columns that we have in the inventory table. After doing that, we have to call db dot inventory tb dot insert on submit, the second one, take note. Then the new object we created, new inventory. Now db.submit changes. Finished. Next, we display a message to the user. We say product added successfully. Finished. But there are some few things we have to do after adding the product. We want to clear the text boxes, so a new product can be added again. And to do that, we want to create a method for it. Instead of calling all the text boxes here and clearing them one after the other, we want to create a method to do that for us. So let's come here, hit enter, and then type. First, let's do this. Let's say a method to clear controls. Private void tst price dot clear tst description dot clear product name dot clear, and finally tst product id dot clear. And don't forget the quantity dot value, we set it to 0. So we can now call this method here to clear the controls for us. Okay, so this one here doesn't have to be here. Let's cut it and bring it rather here, like this. Good. Let's click save. There is one last thing we have to do with the add product form. Let's come here, double click here on the form to take us to the add product form load event. We want to set the ID so that it will be generated automatically. And this is how we're going to do that. We'll create another method and call it add product load event. Then here we will type private. So we are creating a new method as we did, void add product load. That's the name of the method. And let's go back to the form load event. Cut this. Bring it here. This is generated automatically when you add this data grid to your form and you set the data source. That will be inserted for you automatically. Now this is what we do to automatically add the ID to the form here. You have to create another object of this class before we can access it here. But to prevent doing that, we will rather get rid of this. Cut this and then bring it up here. By so doing, we can access the object here, db dot select p. If check product ID dot count is equal to 0, it means that no product has been added yet. Then tst product ID dot test is assigned a string 101. Don't forget we said that the inventory table will start numbering from 100. So we set the first one to 101. We terminate it. Else, and that means we have some products in the database. We say var last record is called to bracket from p in db dot inventory table order by p dot product ID or product ID, and it should be descending. We select p, we close the bracket, dot first. So the first one after arranging them in descending order. So now we have tst product ID dot test is equal to last record dot product ID dot to string And our work is done. So here we are setting the product ID. That is what these lines of code here are doing. We check first to make sure that there is no product in the database. If there is no product, we assign 101 to the test box. If there is, we now rearrange them in descending order and we select the first one. Here, there is one more thing we have to do. We have to increment it by 1. We have to increment it by 1. So we'll have last record dot product ID plus 1 then we convert it to string, then assign it to the product ID dot test. So the method here is add product load. We copy that, go to the actual form load event and paste that there. Finally, we also have to reload the form when the record is added to the database. So we have to bring that also here, add product load. We have to bring it here. There is our add product form load event, and this is our btn add click event, and that is where it should go. So we are done. Let's save it, run our program again and see if it is working. And before we run that, let's go back to the add product form. The product ID is not supposed to be tempered by the user. Therefore, let's go to the read only property and set that to true. Once again, we go to the price and set the alignment, test alignment to right. Let's click save and click start. Go to inventory, go to add product. Wow, so our product ID is set. The read only property will prevent the user from making changes to this. Now let's add a product and see if it works. Milo, let's set the quantity to 5. Unit price, I don't even know, 16 or whatever. If there is any description, we put it here. Let's click add. Product added successfully, and it is here, Milo. So it means that our add product model is working perfectly. We've been able to add a product to our database. Close it. Let's run it again. Okay, so now look at it. This data grid view is empty. Our product ID is still set to 101. There is a reason for this, and we're going to fix it because the database is stored in different places, and when you are debugging, that is when you are testing, the compiler points to a different location from where when you are saving it actually goes to. So let's fix that.